Good morning. It's about 7:30 a.m. and welcome to day one of the Haunted Tents setup. Yes, it is officially starting, and I have Kaylee out here with me. Woke up about 3 o'clock this morning and just couldn't get back to sleep. I just kept thinking of the build, of getting started. And of course, this time of the year, the sun don't come up to about 6:30. It doesn't get bright enough to see. And I'm not coming out 6:30 in the morning on the first day. So I waited an hour. It's 7:30. Uh, let's get things rolling with breakfast of the day. Let's see. Do we want donuts or do we want a hearty breakfast? We got too much to do to have a hearty breakfast. So we'll just go donut of the day. Now, what do we want? Oh, we're going to try something a little bit new. An apple fritter. That's not new, but we're going to do an apple bacon fritter. In other words, it's an apple fritter with diced up bacon in it. And there's your breakfast of the day, so that's out of the way. Now, I'm just getting out here. I got the camera, my tripod. Yes, you're going to get some fast forward footage. You always do on day one of the tents going up. And you'll notice something a little different with the big tent that goes up first, which goes in right here. But I wanted to give you a kind of a before or pre-setup look at the yard, and we gotta get Kaylee on it too. But the haunt, once we get started, I'm standing out in the street. We got the curb there, runs all the way up against the house, and then runs from that fence over to the bushes over here, the arborvitaes, and then runs from the curb here down the driveway quite a ways. And here, by the time we get done with our setup vlogs, this whole area is going to be covered with haunt. It ain't going to look anything like it does now. But one last kind of look at the front yard before we get going. Now, I've got a ton of stuff I need to drag out here, including all the parts for the tent, the big tent, plus 3 smaller 10 by 10 tents that we'll be setting up. We'll be working primarily on the grass area for the next 2 weeks. I am out of town on Sunday, so no vlogs on Sunday due to work. And because of work, I can't do anything out here on the driveway. Once work's over, we'll work on doing the maze bill and getting props in on the driveway. But for the next 2 weeks, we are going to work from this curb over to the fence and from the curb out in the street up against the house. That is what we are going to be working on. And as usual with the first setup vlog for the build season, you will have some fast forward footage. I am going to try to limit it a little bit, but you know RAM. I have trouble limiting things. But let's get the camera down. I'm going to get all my stuff drug out here, and we'll set you guys up in the tripod, and we'll get going. Well, not too bad. Almost 5 hours. It's been 4 hours, 45 minutes. As you saw, I don't know if you've noticed, we went to put the dragon up on top of the tent, went to inflate it and tie it down. It's doing the same exact thing it was doing last year with the neck not wanting to stand up straight. Now, over the off season, I did go through, buy a brand new fan and everything. It was working fine while we were testing it in the backyard. We get it up on the tent, it's doing the same thing again. The neck doesn't want to stand up. So there's definitely something wrong with the bag, in other words, the body of the dragon. So we removed it and I replaced it with our little kitty. We have 2 cats. We have a 9-foot tall one, and then we have that guy right there. So he's taking the place of the dragon for this year. So, but anyway, we got a new tent up. Actually, not a new tent. Not totally new. The framing and stuff is all the old tent that we originally bought in 2002. This year we had a little bit of disposable cash after we got back to work, and the old tent top, which was blue and yellow, was getting old, very old. It was the original tent top, so it was almost 20 years old. Seams were starting to split on it, it was stained. It was time for a replacement, so we went and replaced it. So we got that new. I got the sidewalls up, and I also got my flag stanchions up on both the legs. That was the thing I did right before I put the sidewall up. Now, I'm going to go grab some breakfast because Ram still hasn't eaten yet. I have no idea what I want for lunch. But after lunch, we've got 3 more small tents. I've got a 10 by 10 tent that runs from this leg to this leg and toward the curb. And I've got a second one that butts up to it that runs toward the curb and the house. We got to get those out here and in place. And then I've got a 10 by 10 tent that goes here for the hammer and clown. The clown display is going to go right here in this area. And we're going to get those out, get those into place. Those go a lot quicker than that big tent. I guarantee you that. But anyway, Ram's going to get some lunch, and we're going to get back to it. Okay, it's about 2:15. I had a handful of cheese for lunch. That's all I've had. I just wasn't hungry. Couldn't think of anything to eat. But actually, I was hungry. I just couldn't think of anything to eat. But I took about a 20-minute break. And I'm back out here again. We got 1, 2, 3 tents. More tents. So that gives us 4 on the grass. That's all the tents that are going on the grass. They've all been staked down. They're ready to go. And I've also got in here, and I got my crosshairs up. They don't do anything as far as securing the tent. They're basically up here to help support walls. Because I have some walls that go down the center of the haunt, and the tops want to flip back and forth. So it gives me something to zip tie them to kind of secure them until I can get bracing and stuff on them. So we got that done. Now, it is time. I'm running a couple of minutes late to take Kaylee for her walk. So we're going to do that. I've had Morgan out here. She's dragging some skins. And these are the ones that go on the outside of the tent the public will see once we open. I'll have that side tarp down by then. I gotta start getting in behind that gate over there. I got most of my partition walls are back there. I gotta start dragging partition walls out, and we're gonna start installing these, doing the perimeter. And we're gonna go from that leg down to this leg, over to that leg, and then down the front, do the bump out, and then down the fence. I don't know how far I'm gonna get on it. Ram is not moving very quick. Being up at 3 o'clock, and then I was up at 3 o'clock yesterday due to work, and Ram is starting to poop out already. So I don't know how far we're going to get. We're just going to kind of keep plugging away at and see where we can get. Well, we haven't done too bad out here. So Ann just called dinner, so I'm going to go get a dinner break in. So I've been working on getting the outside skins up. Now with the outside skins, I'm having to do it differently. Usually these partition frames, I'll put them up first and then I'll put the skins on it. And that's what I'm calling skins there. But with these, the partition walls are actually right up against the piping. And I can't get the skins in. So I'm having to literally put a partition wall up on the table and attach a skin and then hang them, which takes a little bit more time. But I've been coming in here, I'll take a break from hanging and I'll do up 5 or 6 panels and then go put them in. And I've got 2 more pre-done panels laying there, and that's enough to fill this gap. Now I have a bump out that goes out past here, which is 2 panels out, 4 panels across, and then we're into fence panels. I think after the next segment, I'm going to come out, get those 2 hung, and then I'm just going to work on getting panels made up for tomorrow. That way I can come out and just throw them up and be done with it. Next segment, however, after dinner, is going to be a new segment that I'm calling Happy Hour. So stay tuned for the next segment. It's time to get happy. Okay, from the big tent of the Haunted Tents display, I now bring you a new segment. It's called Happy Hour, which I've mentioned in a couple other segments. Last year, someone mentioned about my donut of the day, the lunch of the day, Kaylee's breakfast of the day, that I should add a happy hour. And at the time, I poo-pooed the idea because I didn't know very many mixed drinks. Well, the last couple of weeks in the evenings, I've been researching drinks. And I came up with a 5-page list. It's about 60 different drinks on this list. And I figure each night we are going to pick a drink. And that will be our happy hour drink for the day. And the one that we're picking out tonight is going to be Long Island iced tea. Okay, that's our happy hour drink of the day. Now what's in that drink? That's really easy. The ingredients, I'm not going to give you the amounts or anything. If you want to know how to make a Long Island iced tea, you can look it up. But the ingredients are vodka, white rum, silver tequila, gin, triple sec, a simple syrup, lemon juice freshly squeezed, and cola to the top. And then you garnish it with a lemon wedge. My youngest daughter introduced me to a Long Island iced tea a couple years back. They are good. I like them. So there's your happy hour. Now, we're going to get back to haunting. And I think what I'm going to do is first get these glasses off, because walking around with them on bothers me. I need them for reading. Like I said, last segment pre-dinner, I've got 2 panels left. I think I'm going to go ahead and get those mounted into the hole where they belong, which won't take long. And then I think I'm going to pack up, and I'm going to call it quits early tonight. Ram had a very busy day yesterday. Was up at 3 a.m., on the road by 4 a.m., and didn't get home to around 6 last night, and then had several hours worth of paperwork to do. This morning, I woke up at 3 o'clock. My mind was on putting this tent up. I was excited about starting setup. So for the second day in a row, I was up at 3 a.m. My body's starting to feel it, and I'm starting to have trouble focusing. So it's time to call it quits. We'll get these, like I said, last 2 panels hung. And then we're going to get cleaned up. We'll do your end of the day wrap up. And then we'll get in and start getting this monster edited and uploaded, because I've got a lot of fast forward footage to do, and that takes forever. And I don't want to be up to 2 in the morning doing it, which is what happened last year. So let's get it going. Okay, people, welcome to your end of the day wrap up. As you can tell, since you can see me, I'm quitting a little early. Normally, I quit around 9, 10 o'clock. I sit here on the front porch to give you a wrap up, and you see the light on behind me, and you just see me in shadow. Yeah, it is 7:45. I'm calling it quits a little over an hour, maybe 2 hours early for day one on the setup, which is rare. But after yesterday and today, I am exhausted. I want to get in, take a shower, get you guys edited, and go to bed. I am asleep on my feet, basically. As far as work today, it took forever. I wanted to say thank you to Tom, our neighbor next door. He said he'd come over and help us get the 4 corners done on the big tent, which gets it up in the air, and the main and we're just going to take it over from there. He spent a good couple hours over here putzing around out in the front yard, helping us fully assemble that big tent. And then, we did the finishing work on getting the top anchored down and the tent anchored down. I don't know if you noticed with the fast forward footage, we ended up removing the Dragon. It was exhibiting the same problem we had last year, which caused us to take it down. Last year we had a windstorm and we thought it had blown out the fan. So I went and bought a new fan during the off season. We got it installed. I did a vlog on it. It was in one of the vlogs. Sitting on the ground, it works fine. I get it up on the tent, and the thing does not want to inflate all the way like it should. So, not sure what the hell's wrong with it. I think in the off season, I'm going to go ahead and pull the fan out since it's a brand new fan and keep it. I can use it for something else. Now, I've been saying that. I've got like 4 fans now sitting in on the shelf that I haven't used yet, but I'll figure out something for them eventually. But anyway, we pulled the Dragon off, and I put our Crouching Kitty up there. I wanted something up on that tent. It's an eye catcher. And it did good today. We got the businesses across the street. Everyone was pulling in, pointing, and laughing, and smiling. A couple of them came over, So you're doing it again this year? Yep. Okay. Well, we bring in our kids. What days are open? That sort of thing. Or we had people drive slowly by and point up at the kitty and, give me a thumbs up. And, so, that helped. Because I've been dragging all day. So we've got, just getting the tents up. People are driving by already. I've been getting hit through my Google business page and the Haunted Tents Facebook page. People messaging me. Some locals. I've had quite a few people from the Puget Sound area contacting me, asking if we were doing the display this year and when we were going to be posting our hours and stuff for this season. So, so I've been getting a lot of feedback. People are looking forward to the display, which is good to know. But anyway, after the little kitty, we went and got the 3 10x10s on the grass up. I got them staked down. And then Morgan started hauling out the exterior wall panels, which helped. Helped a lot. Tom even came over. Sue Ann was just exhausted. She went in the house and collapsed. Into her chair, not on the floor, but into her chair and was out like a light. But Tom came over and drug out 2 stacks of partition walls for me. And I was able to get some of the exterior walls up. Still got a few more to do, which we will do tomorrow. Then we'll start framing out the underneath the big tent on the inside, getting the water room and hallway done. So that's going to be on the docket for tomorrow. Now, as to tomorrow, we've got, being Labor Day, and this being a Monday, we normally have some business errands that we have to do on Mondays, going to the bank, talking to my growers, what have you. We couldn't do it because of Labor Day because they were all closed. So I'm going to have to do that tomorrow. So we'll be getting a late start out here tomorrow, probably around lunchtime. So just to let you know. But anyway, I'm going to end this. Welcome to the beginning of setup. Another 39 days or so to go. I think what we did? We did 42 days last year. So 41 more days. Hope you enjoy them. It's going to be an interesting ride this year. Stay spooky. Stay toxic.